Imagine absolute, suffocating darkness. You are entirely blind, but you know the predators hunting you can see perfectly. For millions of years, the setting sun brought an enforced, terrifying paralysis to every primate on Earth. Night meant hiding in the highest branches, holding your breath, and hoping the shadows moving through the tall grass would pass you by. Then, roughly 1 million years ago, deep within the limestone throat of Wonderwerk Cave in South Africa, someone struck a spark against the black. How did a vulnerable creature, with a brain half the size of ours, look at the most destructive, terrifying chemical reaction in the natural world and decide to tame it? That single spark changed the trajectory of the planet. Before that moment, Homo erectus, was a species trapped in a biological prison. They were spending up to 8 hours a day chewing tough, raw vegetation and fibrous muscle tissue just to extract enough calories to keep their organs functioning. They were at an anatomical dead end, caught between the need for more energy and the physical limits of their own stomachs. Controlling fire was not just about staying warm or fending off a saber-toothed cat. It was about stealing an evolutionary shortcut. Without that flame, humanity remains just another shivering ape in the dark. With it, we conquer the globe. Our ancestors existed in a brutal, permanent caloric deficit. The human brain is an incredibly greedy organ, demanding 20% of the energy your body produces, even when you are resting. If you are forced to power a massive, complex digestive tract required to break down raw roots and uncooked meat, you physically cannot afford to grow a larger brain. The math simply does not work. For hundreds of thousands of years, human evolution was locked in a bitter stalemate. The environment around them was filled with violent electrical storms that sparked massive, raging wildfires across the savanna. Every instinct in the animal kingdom screamed to run from the smoke. Fire meant death. It consumed everything it touched, leaving only ash and charred bone behind. Yet, the archaeological record shows a sudden, impossible defiance of that instinct. Deep inside Wonderwerk Cave, excavators digging through ancient sediment found layers of microscopic plant ash and burned bone fragments. This ash was not scattered at the cave entrance, where a passing brush fire might have reached. It was buried 30 meters deep inside the dark, winding cavern. Wildfires do not calmly walk 30 meters underground to roast a meal. Someone carried it there. Someone kept it alive. We know they captured the flame, but that realization alone does not explain how a creature barely removed from the trees learned to control an element that still burns down our modern cities today. The sheer speed and improbability of this technological leap have fractured our understanding of history. Across almost every ancient culture, the story of fire is never a story of human invention. It is a story of theft or deliberate intervention. The Greeks spoke of Prometheus, a titan who stole fire from the gods to artificially accelerate humanity's rise. From indigenous oral histories to ancient Mesopotamian texts, the flame is almost universally described as a gift from the sky. Today, ancient astronaut theorists point to these global legends as literal historical records. They argue that early hominins simply lacked the cognitive capacity to safely harness, fuel, and reproduce a chemical fire. Fringe researchers and alternative historians suggest we are looking at the remnants of deliberate interference. They claim that extraterrestrial visitors, or perhaps a highly advanced, lost terrestrial civilization, handed this volatile technology to our ancestors to jumpstart our evolution. When you look at the primitive chipped stone tools of the lower Paleolithic era and compare them to the mastery of a living, breathing flame, the ancient astronaut theory feels oddly compelling. It bridges an impossible cognitive gap. It explains how a species incapable of abstract thought suddenly tamed a monster. But the dirt does not lie, and extraordinary claims require undeniable physical proof. When we put the ash from South Africa and the 800,000-year-old burned flint from Gesher Beno Yaakov, in Israel under an electron microscope, the myth of a sudden divine gift shatters entirely. We do not find traces of advanced chemical accelerants or alien metallurgy. We find the remnants of a desperate, terrifying war against the elements. The transition was not a sudden leap of enlightenment. It was a brutal, agonizingly slow process of scavenging. Hominins did not invent fire out of nowhere. They stole it from the aftermath of natural disasters. They became fire foragers, tentatively approaching dying embers after a lightning strike swept through the dry grass. They learned to feed the glowing coals with dry tinder, carrying smoldering branches across the plains like fragile, captive animals. If a sudden rainstorm extinguished their branch, or if they simply fell asleep and let the embers die, they were plunged right back into the freezing, predatory dark until the next storm hit. It was a cycle of burns, ruined shelters, and fatal mistakes. Over hundreds of thousands of years, scavenging evolved into creation. Through endless, painful trial and error, they realized that the sparks flying off their flint tools during weapon crafting could catch on dry grass. By striking iron pyrite against flint, or generating intense friction with hardwood drills, they became the masters of the spark. This was the turning point of our species. Evolutionary anthropologist Dr. Richard Wrangham calls this the cooking hypothesis. Fire became humanity's external stomach. By dropping meat and fibrous tubers into the flames, the fire did the exhausting work of digestion for them. It broke down complex proteins and starches, unlocking a massive, immediate surplus of calories. The hominin gut shrank because it no longer needed to work so hard. The massive surplus of energy shot straight up the spinal cord, and the modern human brain exploded in size. The hominin jaw receded because we no longer needed massive muscles to crush raw roots. By the time Homo neanderthalensis walked the earth, they were not just using fire to cook. They were using complex thermal engineering. Neanderthals heated birch bark in carefully controlled, oxygen-deprived environments to manufacture synthetic pitch, creating the world's first industrial adhesive to glue their stone points to wooden spears. They understood the chemistry of combustion. Fire rewired us biologically, but it also fundamentally rewired us psychologically. The campfire pushed the darkness back. It created a literal circle of safety where early humans did not have to constantly scan the horizon for threats. It gave us the greatest luxury in the animal kingdom, which was free time. Around that glowing hearth, they could sit face to face. They could read micro-expressions in the flickering light. They could share food and coordinate the next day's hunt. The campfire is the undisputed birthplace of complex language, early society, and shared human knowledge. Every empire that has ever risen, every piece of modern technology we rely on, and every human connection we make traces its lineage directly back to a shivering ape holding a burning stick in a dark cave. We are still that exact same creature, sitting around the fire pushing the terrifying darkness away. But if 1,000,000 years of evolution were sparked by a single burning branch, you have to wonder what other ancient, earth-shattering technologies are still buried under the ice, waiting to rewrite our history all over again. What do you think really happened in the shadows of those ancient caves? Tell me your theory down in the comments below. And if you are ready to uncover the truth behind the world's most impossible mysteries, make sure you hit subscribe and join us for the next Eon Discovery.